Okay, welcome back. So we had a phone call, so that interrupted that. So let's go back to this question. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to give negative 30, and they're going to add to give 13. My first thought was 3 and 10, but that won't work. You can figure that out for yourself. So I'm going to go to 2 and 15. One of them has to be negative because they multiply to give a negative. So, and they need to add to give a positive. So the 2 is going to be negative. Let's see if it works. 15 and negative 2 is 13. And that's negative 30. So we're going to get 3x squared minus 2x. I'm foregoing the pretty little colors. So this is the decomposition part. That's why it's called decomposition. I'm now going to group them. And it's going to be 15x minus 10. And I'm going to take out an x here, so it's 3x minus 2. And I'm going to take out a 5 here, so it's going to be 3x minus 2. We're going to common factor out the 3x minus 2 and the x plus 5. Let's check it. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 5 is 15x. Take away 2x is 13x. Negative 10. We're good to go. And one last one before you get some practice time. Take a look at this. Try to common factor it. I can't. We're going to get some big numbers, so I'm looking for two numbers that are going to multiply to be 6 times 7, which I think is 42, and they need to multiply to give negative 43, so I'm thinking negative 1 and negative 42 might work. They add to give negative 43, they multiply to give 42. 6y squared minus 1y minus 42y plus 7. Group them, 6y squared minus 1y plus, even though there's no pluses here, it's a plus, negative 42y plus 7. This plus just means that these two guys plus these two guys make this group up here. That negative goes with that term. Going to common factor out a y, so 6y minus 1. Going to common factor out a, well, if I factor out a 7, just a 7, I'm going to be left with negative 6y plus 1. Now take a look at these. They're not the same. One is 6y minus 1. The other one is negative 6y plus 1. They're not the same. I have to common factor out a negative from one of them. It's easier to take it from this one because that'll make the 7 negative. So y is 6y minus 1. Common factor out the negative. It's going to make that negative 7. 6y minus 1. These two are the same. 6y minus 1. Y minus 7. Let's check it. 6y times y is 6y squared. I'm going to get negative 42y. Negative 1 more y is negative 43y. Plus 7. It works. And we are done the lesson, which means that you are going to go on and you're going to do this up here, please. Notice that there's answers here. And these are identical, so you don't do these as well. Just up here. Keeping in mind that the top one, the top questions are the easy ones. They're the ones that are in this form. Notice that the number in front of the x squared is a 1, so these are the ones that could be done very quickly like this. Two numbers that multiply to give 12, add to give 7, 4 and 3. Now, if you chose to do this with decomposition, you certainly could have. It would have looked like this. That 7x would be decomposed into the 4x and the 3x. There's no problem with that. You would then group them. You would then common factor out an x. And we would common factor out the binomial. And you'd get the same answer. However, I think the shortcut is definitely worthwhile when the number in front of the x squared is a 1. Okay, guys, do that homework and we'll be back.